Welcome one and all. We have perfect blue skies and quite a contest ahead of us. This really is a feel-good football match. I'm Peter Drury, and providing analysis and expert opinion alongside me will be Jim Beckley.
Cheers, Peter. It's a privilege to be here. It really is.
Expectations and decibels both rising fast here. Things are heating up and we'll be getting underway very soon.
Well, this 4-4-2 formation is often used in the modern era defensively, but it used to be the gold standard of formations a generation or so ago, Peter, and it does allow the fullbacks to play a key role in attack.
Yeah, they offer most of the width, don't they?
Exactly. You want them to be high up the pitch so they can get themselves into the final third whenever possible. This will, of course, ask an awful lot of the centre halves and the central midfielders, who'll need to drop into position and cover the spaces.
So off we go then. Jim, you've played in games of this nature. Who can make the difference?
This guy is one of the most coveted English defenders.
He'll try from distance! Defending of the desperate variety. In with the challenge. And he whips it. Oh, good effort! Didn't quite get enough on that.
Look, the defending wasn't too clever on that last chance. The cross had to be denied.
Kramaric. Richards. Oh, good spread. And that was nowhere near his best. Played back into the centre. This is a promising build-up. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. Now it's Kramaric. That's very neat. Oh, that's wonderful alertness. And now a sudden chance to counter. So, Jim, what has caught your eye in these early exchanges?
Well, neither side has really grabbed the initiative, I would say. Both must have come in with a view of not making any early mistakes. So we're seeing some conservatism here.
Kramaric. And it's James. Leicester, so far, providing no real test at all for the goalkeeper. Well, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. That's an errant pass. He's in a great position here. Chance for a shot!
Can't be expected to deliver anything better than that. This is heroic keeping.
Chilwell. And it's James. Nice looking ball. Caught offside that time.
West Bromwich definitely have the look of a team that likes to counter-attack, Peter.
Yeah, that is clear. Just look at how they line up.
Well, in other words, they don't mind being patient.
And he lines up a cross. Easy enough for the goalkeeper. James. Now he's got space here.
Whatever happens, that's the kind of movement which raises hope.
That has found him in acres of space. Lovely feet. Knocks it into space.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
Imre. That's put pay to the danger. And he's forced to go back. And here's Kramaric. And here's Gray. He has a look up. Now looking to orchestrate a counter. Oh, the less said about that pass, the better. Half-time rapidly approaching, and it's still goalless.
Niceties are not part of this approach. This is actually quite aggressive.
Shifted it to the flank. Can he get on the end of this? Oh, that's neat. An instinctive delivery. Chilwell attempts a clearance. For Chilwell. James. Passing is crisp and sharp. Phillips. And the referee says that is that for the first half. A decent enough half, but neither side able to get on the score sheet. Time for some fresh ideas in the second period, perhaps.
That was the first
Reflections on the first half?
Well, it's been nothing but frustration, really, Peter. I think the team as a whole has to take more risks, but they really need to up their quality too.
So, both teams still stuck on the starting blocks here, 0-0 at the break. We're on the move again.
Leicester really can count themselves lucky not to be behind at half-time. Couldn't really work out what they were trying to do, actually. Letting themselves get dominated like that, it's very confusing.
Dyke. And Imre. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. Kramaric. Leicester ran themselves into the proverbial cul-de-sac there. Well, he's going to be disappointed with that. Chilwell. And it's James. And here's Gray. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. And he cuts out the supply. A slightly better ball would have led to a very different outcome there.
Well, I think the opposition saw that pass coming a mile off, and it wasn't the best decision.
Shot could be on. He's had a shot! Not a bad try by any means.
Kramaric is clearly kicking himself here. He knew that was a great opportunity.
The attendance for this match was 28,599.
So we've reached the hour mark. He's played it back. Now that's a lovely... He's going for goal! He doesn't look too happy with that.
Well, it wasn't the worst decision, really. He certainly had enough belief to take it on.
A deeply frustrating game so far. Certainly in terms of the scoreline, it remains 0-0. Can he get it through? Doesn't quite get there. So time for change, and this one has been on the cards for a little while.
Well, this could be a bit of a nightmare scenario for the defence, as you're going to be facing a very willing runner now, especially one that likes to make those runs beyond the defensive line.
Number 9.
And he's managed to get free. And here's Kramaric. Tries to pass it through. Spread neatly. James. Turns back here, probably the best option. That's really well manoeuvred. Now, can they get him away? Out of play for a goal kick. Imrai. Just about up to 75 minutes. Now that looks a decent ball. Aimed beyond. Big chance! It's hit the upright. Deftly away.
Don't you just love the level of intensity here? Neither is prepared to back down, and to be honest, that's how it should be.
Richards is wide and looking to get onto this. There is some activity down on the touchline. It seems there's going to be a change.
Well, for me, this was the obvious substitution. He'd become just a little jaded, and as a result of that, he was most likely to make a mistake. I think sometimes when the body becomes tired, the brain goes with it, and I think that's happened in this case.
It's a promising position, and he's there to get it away. Out for a throw. Leicester are still in search of that breakthrough goal. And it's Chilwell. James. Plays a sharp little ball here. Kramaric puts a cross in. Maya.
They want to be quick here. It's breakaway time.
Opts for safety. Looking to pass their way up the pitch. Phillips. And Imre.
I think we might be done here, Peter. I don't see there being enough time for them to try again. Look, there has to be more urgency here. The ball has to get to the other end much faster.
Kramaric.
Leicester really aren't making anything meaningful of their time on the ball.
2 added minutes has been indicated.
Here's the return pass. Driving forward. Oh, he had to make that, and he did make it. And there goes the final whistle. So we finish as we started. Try as they might, neither was able to break through. How do you look back on the game then, Jim?
Leicester can always take more positives from a result like this. Yes, there is some tidying up to do, but some real promise too.
So that's it for today. Thank you, Jim, and good afternoon all.
And it's ended on as even today. A big round of applause to both sets of players who gave it their all.
So hello and welcome one and all from what I can only describe as
Hello,
footballing
everybody, and
utopia.
welcome to today's
The weather is perfect, the fans are in great voice, and the players are all set to get started. My name's Peter Drury, and here's my
Everyone,
co-commentator for the
please
game,
welcome our players
it's
to
Jim
the
Begley.
field.
Well, thanks for that, Peter. I'm more than ready to get going here.
Just listen to that noise, this place is definitely up for it. Let's hope we get a contest worthy of the setting.
And this is now today's lineup.
In a system like this, Peter, the winger-fullback combinations can be absolutely crucial.
Yeah, and
16,
no doubt you could expand on that for us, Jim.
Well, there's just so many potential options and movements, overlapping, underlapping, wingers vacating spaces to be occupied by fullbacks, coming inside, creating overloads down the middle on either flank. You get those right and this can be a very effective system.
A tried and tested formula.
And believe it or not, Peter, we even did that back in my day.
There's the whistle, and here we go.
Well, a few of his teammates are quite furious with him as they felt they were within reach, but he made nothing of it. His boss doesn't look too amused either.
And here's Okazaki. He's having a pop! Okazaki! Brilliant!
Well, this is already looking rather ominous for the opposition. When a player of his calibre can open up the scoring with a brilliantly classy finish, it could be a very long match for that defence to prevent it happening again.
After 4 minutes is...
There was no getting to that. No getting to it at all. Expertly done.
Well, it's always that bit tougher for a keeper when the underside of the crossbar is in play.
Leicester gain their reward with an early goal. Forshaw. And that has been knocked clear. Chance here to counter. Oh, that pass isn't the best. Has a look and plays it forward. And he shoots! And he's managed to get rid. Now, what about a counter-attack? Kramaric. Oh, good-looking ball. And here's Gray. He's in a great position here. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. Ah, he's had it taken off him. Threads one in. Leicester leading here thanks to that early goal. And the score is 1-0. And it's played forward. Now he's off and running.
Well, that was well positioned and well pinched. They can't hurt with their backs to goal.
It's come to nothing. Well, a glitch with the rangefinder there, and evident annoyance.
His teammates are really annoyed with that, you know, and they have every right to be.
Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. James. Passing is crisp and sharp. And here's Okazaki. Okazaki touches it back.
Modern football for you and all that pressing.
And he was quick to react. Very nicely done. Good spot, that. Back towards the middle. Oh, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. And it's Okazaki. Shoots! Half an hour played now. Forshaw, driven forward. Oh, that's a key interception. Oh, this looks sharp. Now it's Kramaric. Out towards the flank. This is a promising build-up. Strokes it back.
Really got in his face there, and it was well played.
Thinks about the shot. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. No, not quite on the same wavelength. Leicester are one up and looking surprisingly comfortable. That is good alertness. Well, the run has been sold a little bit short there.
Leicester clearly should have gone for the easier pass. Now they'll have to quickly regroup.
Okazaki is one of those players who's known for reading the game better than anyone. Now it's Kramer. It's Kramaric! That's a fair try, but just off target.
I'm a little surprised that he actually couldn't make that count. He's so good from that range. Often he'll find a net.
And it's half-time. Well, it's certainly simmered along nicely so far. Just the one goal in it, and it's all still very much up for grabs. Leicester just ahead then as we reach 45 minutes.
And a fantastic first half.
I thought that was a decent 45 minutes of football. Plenty of signs that both managers can take a lot of encouragement from. I would say the mood is neither overly negative nor positive. You still have to approach this like it's 0-0.
Leicester just ahead here in a tight game. They are 1-0 to the group. So right back into the action. Leicester currently ahead by the smallest of margins. Kramaric, James, passes coming off in quick succession here, and no, that was never going to make it. Kramaric, Forshaw, it's an inviting looking ball that. James. Now it's Gray. And here's Kramaric. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. Tries a shot! Well, now it's a race for the ball. And he's heaved it away. Well, that tackle was certainly sturdy. And it's Schlupp. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal, and it had to be. And here's Gray. Schlupp. Okazaki. And a chance! And that has earned a few nods of approval from the bench. Great leap! Harmlessly behind. So, Jim, what are you thinking?
Peter, they're leaving nobody guessing now. This is a decisive attempt to go further in front.
Expertly cut out, really nicely done.
That's exactly what they need to keep doing. Carry on plugging away and eventually you might just get that little break.
They're coming again and again.
Well, the question now is whether they can sustain it.
So the manager can make a change for the first time in the game here.
Well, he's someone renowned for his pace and those darting little runs, but also for being a very good ball carrier as well. They want to add more dynamism to that front line.
Can he get on the end of this? Oh, good read.
That was well played, well stopped.
Spread out to the left. And that is headed for the middle. And he's taking no chances there. Tries to get it clear. Oh, such a clever touch. Kramaric. Just about up to 75 minutes. Great, towering header! No, not the best of headers.
Substitution in progress.
So a bit of a revolving door here. Lots and lots of changes. And that interception was most necessary.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
And it's Schlupp. And here's Okazaki, and he's managed to get free. The message is clear. He's had a shot! It's a goal! 2 ahead, late in the day, game over surely. A truly wonderful strike, decorated with dip and curl.
And you can see he meant every bit of that, Peter. He had his head up as he went to hit it. He knew his landscape.
And yes, it's him again. Leicester are doing very nicely, thank you.
Well, I think it's just the reward for their application. They've played with great courage to try and kill this off, and for me, it looks like they've just about done it.
Well timed, excellent interception. Okazaki being hounded, manhandled at times.
Yeah, it very much looks like this defence has...
Okazaki! Superb from Okazaki! He's got himself an absolute peach. There is a man right at the top of his game, and he just knows it.
After 84 minutes is...
The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Well, it's an example of counter-attacking at its finest. Real cut and thrust.
Clinical, just clinical. What a game this is turning out to be for him.
Well, you had to fancy him, Peter. He seems to be growing in stature with every goal.
(3-0) and things are starting to look awfully cosy.
And things are much healthier in their favour. Mind you, you would have thought that when the last one went in.
Leicester are closing in on a comfortable win. Nicely aimed pass. Defending of the desperate variety. And shifted it to the flank. That's a decent clearance. Referee's given a throw. Time for a change in personnel.
Well, for me, this was the obvious substitution. He'd become just a little jaded, and as a result of that, he was most likely to make a mistake. I think sometimes when the body becomes tired, the brain goes with it, and I think that's happened in this case.
18, coming on the field.
Oh, good take in a good area. Can he find the finish?
Number 10.
And he can
Number
thump it away.
37.
James. Okazaki.
4 added minutes has been indicated.
4 added minutes on the board. Okazaki. Plays a sharp little ball here. And Varney! Yes! Untouchable, remorseless, relentless. A class of their own. Wonderfully smooth, smart and slick.
I was impressed with both the movement and the pass, both causing lots of problems for that defence.
And very quickly, the substitute made his mark.
I think the manager's claiming an assist here.
Leicester are at the peak of their powers. As for their opponents, a long way from that. And he thumps it clear. And that's it. Leicester have done it. They've achieved what they came for. Maximum points, the perfect outcome. Okazaki just could not help himself, could he? 3 goals to his name. How would you sum up what we've witnessed, Jim?
Well, the look on the manager's face says it all. He knows he set his attack up perfectly, and the players carried out his instructions to the letter, it would seem. Everything working very nicely.
Please put your hands together, everyone.
Well, that's
and
the
give
lot
our
for now.
boys a
Thanks
round
to
of
you,
applause
Jim,
for a job
and
well
goodbye.
done.
So hello and welcome to what has turned out to be a truly gorgeous
Hello, everybody,
afternoon.
and welcome
The
to
sun
today's
beaming
match.
down on the stands and broad beaming smiles all around us. The mood has soared, and so indeed has the expectation of both
Everyone,
teams.
please welcome our players.
And your commentator Peter Drury, and providing his unique brand of expert analysis, here's Jim Beglin.
Thanks for the intro, Peter. I've been soaking up the atmosphere, and I'm really looking forward to what lies in store.
And the mood is boisterous. It is a perfect ambience for the central characters who are ready now to perform. And that gets things running. Strong running down that left flank. It's a promising position. Well seen, saw that coming.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Kramaric, and they can counter here. James. And the pass is intercepted. He's found space here. But it is clear to see that he is not at all happy with that.
He made it look a bit predictable.
He's having a pop! Well, the contact was true enough, the aim wasn't quite.
Well, he looks like he's annoyed with himself there. He didn't do an awful lot wrong, did he?
Richards. Just no time to dwell on the ball there. Kramaric. Looking here to chip it through. Can he finish? And needless to say, that deserved better.
Beautifully worked to take the defence out of the picture, but there'll be no rush to see the replay on this.
Well, both starting the game at a pretty decent tempo. Cody. That has ended up in no man's land. And it's Chilwell. Tries to play it through. Shoots! Good run, lovely take, but that is where it stopped.
Gray deserves a lot of credit for his willingness to make those runs. The passers will always have an option with him.
Charlton have the chance to go the other way. So a third of the match, or thereabouts, gone, and we still await the first goal. And he's picked out the run. Kramaric. Big chance! It's there! It looked as though it'd gone too wide. He wasn't having that, though, and somehow he found the angle.
Listen, no one was expecting a shot from there. That's quite outrageous.
After 19 minutes is number 14. Andre Kramaric.
Leicester have fired themselves in front.
Well, I'd remind those players, Peter, that concentration will be key for a while now, as you don't want to hand the momentum straight back to your opposition.
And the counter is on. Gray. Nicely weighted ball. He has found the way through. And it's Chilwell. Over to the right flank. Charlton have quite a reputation for being combative, confrontational, just in your face, Jim.
It's well rehearsed, Peter. It's testament to their excellent work ethic, really. The way they always go chasing the ball in numbers, and they can keep it up late into a game too.
Gray, and the finish! Oh, it's come off the upright. And that was very necessary. Swing, gets his head on it! No, couldn't quite control it.
Look, the defending wasn't too clever on that last chance. The cross had to be denied.
30 minutes gone. And if you have just joined us, still just one goal between them. 1-0 the score. Looking to pass their way up the pitch. Now it's Kramaric. Good read, needed to be.
It's a decent chance to counter-attack.
Oh, good read.
That was well played, well stopped.
And here's Gray. Leicester looking to go into the break, 1-0 up. Chilwell has it out wide and in space. That wasn't the greatest of balls. Cody. Threads one in. He's got plenty of space out wide here. Has a look up and delivers. Cleared away. Now it's Gray. Spread to the right. Richards. That is good pressure, just hounded him off it.
Richards really was well marshalled there because he was denied the opportunity to turn.
There will be 1 minute added time.
Clark. Richards. Oh, well played, that has snuffed out the danger. And that is the end of the first half. Well, there were plenty of talking points in that first half, but just the one goal. It's still anybody's game here.
That's the first half.
What have we learned from the first 45 minutes?
To say the
Well,
least.
I'm a little bit worried for
But that
them
won't
and
shake
the
our
way
spirits,
they've
will
looked
it?
in transitions, Peter. They've been
Everyone,
a bit
please
exposed,
welcome our
so
players.
they might be only one down, but they can't afford to have any more sloppy moments. Concede another, and we know it's an awful long way back.
Leicester can be fairly satisfied then. It's so far so good for them, and it's 1-0 at the break. The second period is underway. Leicester currently ahead by the smallest of margins. Chilwell just loves to go forward whenever he can. Now then, the ball's come loose. And that's been intercepted.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Cody. Richards.
This is the time you need that pace.
Showing great feet there. And it's Chilwell. He's in a good position here.
They need to play this quicker in transitions like this.
Charlton couldn't do a whole lot with it there. They could do with more sharpness in their passing. And he's intervened well there. Still just a single goal between the sides. Tries a terrific effort! And he couldn't finish.
Well, you have to say how clever the pass was. It caught the defence off guard because of the disguise on it, and it makes it all the more disappointing that he didn't top it off with a finish.
Chilwell strokes it back.
Really got in his face there, and it was well played.
Chilwell plays it in. Defending of the desperate variety. He's having a hit! And that is wildly off target.
Well, that always looked a little ambitious for me, but still, at least he had the confidence to take it on.
Your impression so far, Jim?
Well, it's a natural instinct to defend when ahead, but it's too early for them to settle into that practice just now.
And that interception was most necessary.
That's great positioning, so good from him. Well, that's good defending. He squeezed the play and he gave him no chance to get on the turn.
Cody, nicely aimed pass. Under an awful lot of pressure. Well, that looks a decent ball. Played in. And that has been knocked clear.
That's exactly what they need to keep doing. Carry on plugging away and eventually you might just get that little break.
There is an irresistible, irrepressible look about them here.
A lucky break would certainly help their cause now. They've been denied a chance to develop any rhythm in the passing department.
Kramaric. Well, he's not happy with that challenge, but the referee has let it go. Passes coming off in quick succession here. Chance! And a terrific save from the keeper.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
Substitution on the field, number 14.
Charlton can now introduce the first of their substitutes.
23, coming on the field.
And it's hoisted clear.
Number 13, number
Leicester
24.
are looking to go forward now. Chilwell. James. Now Kramaric. This is a promising build-up.
Leicester clearly have been instructed to kill this off. Offence is the best form of defence.
Looking to play him in. Cleared away. Almost there, but it's cold sweats all round. Well seen, saw that coming.
That was well played, well stopped.
Cody looks to the other side. Oh, good ball! And he's had a shot! Defending of the desperate variety.
I thought it was going to happen then. How many more chances can they realistically expect now?
Substitution.
Leicester have turned to their bench and we're going to have a substitution. Now it's Okazaki. Oh, played right into his path. Shapes to shoot! And no mistake. And surely that clinches it. There really is no way back now. He does it all with an air of efficiency and simplicity.
Not even a hint of hesitation. That is such a cool finish.
And in a trice, the substitute has scored already.
I think the manager's claiming an assist here.
Leicester have surely won it, or so you would think.
Well, I think if they're going to have any hope from here, they'll need to see their more experienced lads step up to the plate now.
2 added minutes have been indicated.
Yeah, they were looking for a counter-attack.
2 minutes to be added on. And again, they run up against stubborn defending. And that's it. Leicester have done it. Happy in the knowledge that they've taken maximum points. Mission accomplished. Any reflections on what you've seen, Jim?
Well, the look on the manager's face says it all. He knows he set his attack up perfectly, and the players carried out his instructions to the letter, it would seem. Everything working very nicely.
So that's it for today. Thank you, Jim.
A quick moment of your time
and
to
good
thank
afternoon
you
all.
for your support today.